seamlessly and safely. And we even have partnered with an NGO because we are not the experts, we know how to manage operations, but how to handle pets. We've taken a partnership with an NGO who's helped us to put all the processes, even helping us how to help parents to plan before they travel with the pets on board. You just can't get a cage overnight, put the pet inside and take it in a cargo or put it in a cabin. You need to get them used to it a couple of days before. So those are the learnings that we're trying to share with pet parents. And so far it's been a pleasant journey with pets flying on us. Extending our inclusive and our empathy-driven culture, you would have seen an announcement that we made recently. We've launched in-flight safety manual in Braille. It's in English and Hindi. Our passengers who can request for one, and it's got all the details which are required to go through from a safety manual point of view. Again, as I said before, we rely on experts to help us and guide us. We work, and thanks to the Center for the Visually Challenged. And if you see, we started by making a decision where our aircraft are one of the most greenest aircraft in the sky. In fact, our order of 72 aircraft, every aircraft is going to be exactly the same. Reduced carbon emission, this aircraft reduced carbon, and the overall environment sustainability is enhanced with the aircraft that we got. So we will have in the greenest fleet that we ordered, which we got 14 aircraft as of now. We ordered 72, which will come over a period of time. Sustainability is a core, and one of the things that we genuinely wanted to do was use every opportunity to, for a cabin crew, for a cockpit crew, is made out of sustainable material. It's made out of recycled PET bottles. So that's the uniform that you see. Of course, we wanted to focus on having uniforms for our employees which are comfortable, eco-friendly, and of course, a bit of a fun element, and that's what you see with the sneakers that we've developed exclusively first in this part of the world. Our crew can now comfortably spend hours on our flight. Our ground staff can move around comfortably using sneakers. We've made these out of special recycled rubber. So again, sustainability and environment, and that's the play in sustainability from an uniforms point of view. Our packaging on board, I talked about Cafe Akasa, which is an in-flight menu. The packaging is made out of 100% recyclable packaging, and the cutlery is biodegradable. We could have done a fancy packaging or fancy branding with colors, but as you know, any color that you put uses chemicals, and that's not good for the environment. So hence we've gone with packaging that looks the way you see it on the screen here. That's in a nutshell, where we started, what are we trying to do, what are our commitment, and what is our brand promise, what's the product at this point. There are a lot of new initiatives on the product and service side, but we just want to make sure the promise that we make and the promise that we made, we are delivering this and delivering this consistently. And that's a focus on a day-to-day basis, and that's hopefully gives you a feel and look and a feel, if I may say, of what the Akasa experience and what the Akasa product and service will be whenever you get a chance to fly on any of our flights. I'll hand over the next few slides to my colleague Praveen on our strategy in terms of fleet network and how do we plan to go.
Thanks, Belson. Good afternoon, Goa. Good afternoon, all of you. It's a pleasure to see the whole room full of people, and we believe that the flights are going to be full of people as well tomorrow when we take off from here. I just have 2 slides. I'll start with the first one, and it is by far the genesis of us as an airline. We have, as of now, placed orders for 72 aircraft. These orders were placed way back in November 2021. We have taken delivery for 14 aircraft. We have another 4 more coming up till the end of March. And by May of 2023, we will have 20 aircraft within our fleet. This is in line with the purpose that Benson talked about at the beginning of his presentation. We believe that India as a market has got tremendous potential, and the growth trajectory is just getting started. And this industry, as you all know, the civil aviation industry, I said this time and again, is actually going to see traffic double in a matter of the next 4 to 5 years by 2027. So that's the growth potential that the industry has. State-of-the-art aircraft, CFN LEAP 18 engines, minimal sound when you sit on board. It's very comfortable seats that we offer on board, and more importantly, I think all of us are now getting concerned about the environment. Carbon emissions play a critical role, so we are at the bare minimum when it comes to India today across airlines because of our brand new airplanes from a carbon emission standpoint. And we launched our operations on the 7th of August. So 156 odd days, close to 160 odd days, and we have already carried more than 850,000 passengers. And we are running at a rate of almost 10,000 plus passengers per day. That goes to show that we might hit 1 million very soon. That brings us to the core of the topic, core of the discussion today. We are happy to launch our operations into Goa tomorrow. I think less than 18 hours to go before we take off on the first flight, which is 11:50 Goa Bombay. Goa is going to be our 12th destination, and we have announced 13 destinations so far, 13th being Hyderabad, and we commence operations from Hyderabad on the 25th of Jan. But as of now, we start operations with Bangalore, Goa to Delhi on the 11th. On the 12th, we start with one Bombay, Goa. 11th, we start with one Bombay, Goa. The 12th, we move to one more additional Bombay, Goa. So that makes it 4 Bombay, Goa. And on the 25th, we start with the double Delhi, Hyderabad, Goa as well. So by far, I must say, in a span of 2 weeks, we have never really had any airport take close to 6 departures. So this is the first of its kind. We are very excited, and we hope you guys are excited too. And like I said, as I see a full, in fact, we have overbooking here as well, it looks like, because we have to get more chairs for all of you. Hope the flights out of Mopa also go full from here on. Thank you so much, all of you. With this, we'll play the video first.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll play the video for you, and then we are open for questions.
can you tell me what is the capacity of plane and what is the safety of passenger?
So we have placed orders for 2 sets of aircraft on the 72. One is the 737-8, which is a 189-seater, and we have an 8-200, which is a 197-seater. Having said that, we talked about this, I guess, about a month back, where we do have 11 aircraft, which are of 174 seats because the supply chain issue that we faced. And for the time being, you will have 174 and 189 seaters on the fleet.
You are here for business, basically. So how it will benefit Goan travelers? Can you explain in brief?
See, the fact remains that there has been a lot of capacity starvation, if I may say so, across India, not just Goa, right? And let me give you some statistics around this. Way back in Feb 2020, we had close to 3,100 flights a day for domestic. That came down to about 2,600, 2,700 thereabouts before Akasa took off. Today, it's hovering around 2,850 mark, which means there is still a 300 odd flight shortage on the domestic front. Goa is blessed because this is the only, and this is going to be the trademark for the future, is the only place where you have 2 airports that have come in. The other 2 will obviously be Navi Mumbai and Noida. But this is the first of its kind where you have 2 airports within a very short vicinity. And the way I see this is really going to be beneficial for Goa. And let me tell you how it's going to be beneficial based on our example, right? So we opened up for recruitments here in Goa. We have 300 applications in all. And that's a pretty decent number for Goa in a short span of time where we managed to advertise and get these applications. 50 have joined us here in Goa, and 50 are going to join us in the network across India. From Goa. Yes. So to answer your question, the opportunity is huge, not just within Goa, but for the Goa citizens outside of Goa as well. It's a huge opportunity.
Then why only MOPA? Why not
Only MOPA? Why consider
Why
only
not
MOPA?
Dabolim also?
So we will continue to evaluate options based on what we required. Clearly, MOPA, we have, like I said, 6 flights starting out of MOPA. Dabolim is something which we will continue to evaluate, and based on various discussions that we have, you can see in about 5 months we have announced 13 destinations. And we will continue to evaluate various other destinations, including Dabolim. And at the right time, we will make some announcements.
But why Dabolim has not been your first choice? Is it because there has been a new airport, or is it because there have been rumors that it might be there?
I certainly can't comment about that, but I can tell you one thing. Regardless of Dabolim or MOPA, the key is Goa, where the potential is huge. And we should not isolate this into MOPA or Dabolim. The fact remains that the traffic into Goa is going to go up considerably, right? And that has been a constraint for the last couple of years in terms of adding capacity. With MOPA, the options open up, and you will continue to see more carriers coming in. You see us adding 6 flights into Goa. So we don't look at this as MOPA or Dabolim, we look at this as Goa. And that's the key, the way we see it.
Any plan about Rajasthan and JK as well as Seven Sisters back to the...
So like I said, the network planner's job is to evaluate routes, evaluate new destinations. We continue doing that, and we have 72 aircraft coming up. We have 6 more aircraft to worry about from a routing standpoint, and at the right time we'll make the right announcement of the new destinations.
Just have a question. What are the trends? What is your projection for footfalls to Goa in this calendar year?
I don't have these statistics offhand, but I can tell you based on the capacity addition into Goa, clearly this market is going to see a trend which is above the average growth rate of India domestic traffic. And it's going to be at least 10 to 15 points more than what India domestic is going to witness.
Are you already open for bookings in the travel portals like Make My Trip and other portals?
Yes, we're open for sale on the OTS.
And like how is the response? Because like the travel time is on from January 11th onwards.
Right, our first flight takes off tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we have very good bookings on these departures starting tomorrow. In fact, on the first flight that we inaugurate, we are booked to 100% already. So very strong bookings. I'm very happy with the response that we have had on the bookings.
There have been debate on this 737 MAX because of 2018, 2019 incidents, especially in China. So how do you elaborate on the safeties? Because until 2000, 737 MAX were grounded. If you are aware about it, is it? What it is?
So if you look at what has transpired, the fact remains that the aircraft did go through its set of challenges. It overcame the challenges, and today there have been close to 1 million flights post the issue getting resolved. So clearly it's one of the safest aircraft. And I must tell you, for us, safety is by far super critical. And my family has taken flights already. I encourage my children to take flights. Wilson does that, the whole airline does that. So the way we see this, it's absolutely safe for anybody to fly.
Sir, you spoke about affordable fares. Now, the main issue is that when you are operating from mobile, there are many many passengers have been coming. Their fares are on a higher side, costly. Is it true? Is it true?
Fares are reasonably priced. Our lowest entry-level Goa Bombay fare is selling at about 2,500 all inclusive. Goa Bangalore is selling at about 2,600, 2,700 all inclusive. Airline seats are perishable in nature, and my request to all of you around the table would be book in advance, get the best deal. Always do that. Don't come at the last minute for bookings, because it all comes down to demand versus supply. Book in advance, you will get a very good deal, and it will be very affordable.
And I think there's no differentiation in the way we do pricing because it is mobile. If your question was that, that's absolutely not the rationale that we use.
Pick up and drop service.
No, we don't have.
So we have partners that we have tied up for add-on services. So we have tied up with partners for add-on services. Customers can go online, either take a self-drive, can pre-book a cab or a car. So we have partners and facility to do that, and that's what we offer to our customers. Not just in Goa, but at any other airport that they want to fly.
Mr. Belson, I just wanted to know, you mentioned about the fares, right? Are they going to be like the in-flight passengers price? The pricing is going to be the same, or it's going to be like different?
So we have a flat rate that we put for a pet in the cabin. It's 4,000 rupees,
Okay.
and irrespective of anything, that's the price. Whether it's a short flight or long flight, that's the price that
What
customers
is
pay.
domesticated pets?
So we go by weight of the pet, which has to be the carriage and the pet totally should weigh 7 kgs to be carried in the cabin. If it's higher, then you can always take in the cargo, which we've got our processes to.
And if a passenger wants to take a dog and a cat, both
Together? No, it's not allowed. So right now we allow one pet in the cabin and one pet in the cargo hold. We will enhance it as we go forward. The only reason is we wanted to get it right. We want to make sure that the processes are working fine. But at this point, you can't combine 2 pets into one. You know what will happen.
are pregnant pets
No.
They're not.
So we need to have a certificate, vaccination certificate, and a doctor's certificates for fit to travel, and then only we allow them. So they need to fill up an indemnity form and get the certificates before they fly.
All the 6 flights from Mopa are to Bombay, Goa, Bombay route are like for your airline. You're having 6 flights from Mopa, right? So all of them are Goa, Bombay route.
No, 2 to Bombay, 2 to Hyderabad, and 2 to Bangalore.
Do you have any target of passengers for coming year?
Target is to make sure the flight's full. As a commercial guy, that's the only objective. Profitably.
Question on aircraft designing of aircraft. Do you think India is a good market to design aircraft?
So when you say designing of aircraft, what do you exactly?
Manufacturing.
See, there is a facility in Gujarat now for this. Gift City. But let's face it. Aircraft that get manufactured and used, at the end of the day, they need to be leased out. Right? And when it gets leased out, when it's leased within India, it's okay. The moment somebody has to lease it outside of India, there are a lot of taxation implications, etc. that comes in. India is a great place for manufacturing anything, if you ask. But there are certain regulations that need to be that looks
All right, thank you very much.